Hello everybody, welcome back. I thought I would visit the area where I was grazing this spring with my yearlings. So I want to show you context here. This is ungrazed. I did not graze this area, and I want to say I have about a 30 to 32 inch inseam, and I'm reaching down below my inseam. It's at the bottom of my pants pocket. That is ungrazed. This is grazed, the last stuff grazed. It's about 4 to 6 inches tall. Nicely recovering. This was 2.5, 3 weeks ago. I pulled them off of this. 2.5 weeks ago. I brought some in for the auction, and I never put them back in. I put them in a different spot. So this wedge where it goes into the bottom, the bike's parked in the bottom. That's where they were drinking out of, and that is the last spot they were in. So they were going just about all the way to the bottom. And I probably used that for about 3, maybe 4 paddocks. Probably 3. And every time I moved in across in the water, it's probably about 3 or 4 paddocks. So I would fan out, but I would not move the watering station. And then I'd move the watering station once I got further around. So this spot here is between knee height and boot height. And this is the second last spot we were in of where we were coming to water. This likely about 2.5 to 4 weeks, and then I've been off it for I'd say 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks, 4 weeks. And then this spot, you can start seeing it's getting taller here. There's a line here, right here. So this is all above knee height. And that's still in that 4.5 weeks ago since it's been off. Now on this side of me over here, we're probably looking back at about 5.5, 6 weeks, 6.5 weeks since it's been off. Thick as hair on a dog's back. Good knee height all the way through to the next area, which is right about here. Nope, not there yet. Which is right about here, because I can see the edge of where they potted up. This side's a little shorter than this side. This is probably getting to be on 6 weeks rest time. Keep in mind, this was pounded right down to the ground because they were coming back and forth traveling for water. All right, so I am standing in clover that is as high, if not higher, than the ungrazed stuff over there. And I got my grazing out of this. So I've had people say, why do you rotate? Why do you do what you're doing? Why do you spend all that time out in your pasture? Why do you do this? Well, this is where I was first. This was the first paddock. And I can reach down and touch it with my hands. So she's 32 to 34 inches tall and thick. And this has all come back after I grazed it. Now we'll go out into the grass. And I know people, I know I have leafy spurge. Please don't hammer me on that. It's part of the context I have. I inherited it. I'm trying to change my management. All right, so if you go back into my videos about April 19th, away we go, here's the grazing. The line was right here, just past the rock in the fence, to the water and over to that fence post. This was the first paddock. This has been grazed already this year, guys. I got grass as high as my knee. It's not thick in lots of places, but it's there. And it's doing its thing. So to answer your question, why do I go out and do all this work? And this is why. I've got better grass here now than I had this spring when I turned them out. Management. Graze them. Move them. And don't go back until it's ready. There's not going to be a cow on this until well into July, and today's June 4th. We're going on, we're taking a 2-week drive, and these are some of my bigger paddocks. That one on the other side of that broken down fence is not grazed. They will be going into there first. The one south of this one, then there's this one. They're all about 40 acres, by the way. The one south of this one has not been grazed this year. This one, the one south of that, has not been grazed this year. So I'm going to have this set up for whoever's doing my chores, that all they got to do is check and make sure the grass isn't getting too short, and when it's time to move them, move them. They will, the fences will be set up. They'll be drinking, they'll be going back to the dugout to drink, so that there's no power to worry about and no pumps. But by the time cattle get back to this stuff here, guys, it'll either look better than or at least as good as the stuff that's not grazed. I will put you on pause and take you up to the knolls, because you're going to say, oh, that's pretty good down in that bottom. But what did you expect? It's wet down there. I'm going to take you to the knolls and show you that as we progress across. Hang on. Okay. And this side is ungrazed. Nothing wrong with it. Good grass, good forage. Lots of old stuff mixed in. So here's the line of the last stuff we grazed. It's right here by the water, by the way, because I was hauling water to them. And so you can see where it was trotted down, but the grass is coming back. It's called high impact. Let's get out away from that a little bit. So here we got, I didn't graze it down in this last area as much as I would have on the next area that we go to, the previous area. Like I said, I pulled 3 steers and I didn't put the rest of them back down here. I put them near the dugout so I wouldn't have to haul water. And I was busy doing other stuff, so they were on their own. So this is the last area. You can see the alfalfa's coming back. So this is 2.5 weeks off. Rested, I guess, 2.5 weeks. Then I go jump on the quad. I hope you can still hear me as I'm driving, because it's a loud quad, but let's just go have a look. As you can see, the stuff that's not grazed, there's pretty good forage there. We haven't had a bunch of rain this year. bounced back pretty good. We had, I want to say, 1.5 inches of rain before I moved him out of here. I'll pick this up. Everybody says rebars are so hard to get out of the ground. They're not. Alright, there's the line where the quad line is. That side's 2.5 weeks. This side's, let's say, 3 to 3.5 weeks on this side. Look at the alfalfa. I know I got leafy spruce, but look at the alfalfa. It's above my boot. And healthy. And I'm hoping in condition to start trying to compete with some of this stuff, because I do have a fair bit of alfalfa and clover in these blowouts. So let's take you across the progression of the as we progressed across it. Like I said, this is 3.5, 4 weeks. 4 weeks at max. Four to 4.5 weeks. And there again, the alfalfa's stretching. You can see my quad line right there, where I picked up my line, where I put my fence down and picked it back up. But note the stretch on the grass as well. It's not headed out. It's competitive. It's, well, I shouldn't say competitive. But it's growing. It's definitely growing. We got a long ways to go yet, guys. We could do a whole pasture walk out here for half an hour and drink a couple of cases of beer real easy. Line there. So we're on the 5th one back here. grazes out of this paddock this year because I did it, the management. So we're out of the blowout, just going across kind of regular ground. This is very depleted ground, by the way. It's not very good land. But I'm getting a good batch of clover and a fair bunch of young alfalfas underneath. But here's another line right there. You can see that's where I've lost track, but I mean we're going back a long ways here now. At the beginning of May. And we've got forage in here, guys. It's looking pretty decent. Most guys would be turning their cows out on it. We're not turning the cows out into this again until at earliest sometime in July. And most likely I'll have it rigged up that this is going to be the last paddock that they come into on this side, so it'll probably be in August. I'm sure it'll be well after I get back from my 12 days away. The grass is growing and not gone to seed, which is vegetative. There's a lot of the grass out in the hayfields and whatnot around here is not vegetative. It won't be vegetative for long. It's going to be going to seed and it'll be going dormant. This crested meat is challenging to graze. So if you want to reference in my videos back in May, this area right here is where I seen crocuses in tame land. Yeah, it's not as thick as ungrazed stuff, but this stuff's very degraded land. Like we've got this subterranean moss, and where that is, you don't have very good land. So with the impact, I'm getting more grass out here than I had before. And believe it or not, that's better than it was. So again, I've had my neighbors, I've had friends ask me, what are you doing? Doing all that work? Well, we're sitting with less than 2.5 inches of rain, and we did have some snow this winter, and most of it just soaked right in as it melted. I don't know what the measurement of that stuff would be for precipitation wise. But I will say we've only had 2.5 inches of rain. We've had weeks of hot and wind and blowing every day and sometimes every night. And I still got green grass, and I still got, it's improving. So that's why I'm doing it. I'm carrying more cattle here now than I ever had. And I don't think I'm abusing it. So like, subscribe, share, comment if you like. Just thought I'd show you where I was this spring. It's looking pretty good. Talk to you later.